Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
DeKalb. I am Marita Davis Johnson, and I chair the Ops Committee. My colleagues that serve with me are Commissioner Robert Patrick and Commissioner Ladina Bolton. We are visited by our presiding officer today, Commissioner Michelle Long Spears. And so with that, I want to see if my members have had a chance to read the minutes of August the 28th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And 2513, the minutes for the September the 8th, 2025 special call, County Operations Committee.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those items are approved. This morning, I congratulated my Director of Constituent Services, Demetrius McCoy, on not Demetrius McCoy, Demetrius Brinkett, on his upcoming wedding on Saturday. But I have a close friend also that works in Hank's office that is getting married on the same day.
Oh, wow.
On Saturday, on this Saturday as well. So they're pulling me in each direction. And so I would like to congratulate Eric Hubbard
Oh, wow.
and Billy Cox on their marriage this Saturday as well. So I'll be making both weddings, one the wedding and the other reception, but I'll see both of them because both of them I love dearly. Also on a more similar note, our former commissioner, Sharon Bond Sutton's son passed away on last week. He was born in 1981.
Wow.
So he was a young man. And so this is a very difficult time for her. And so I want us all to keep her and her family in your prayers. So I will start my agenda now, and our first order of business is a status update, and I think that David Asbell is going to bring that status update to tell us when can we get home.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioners. We're pleased to give the status of the renovation of the auditorium to you today. What we're going to do first is go through a couple quick slides here. We know that there's some of you that have never really seen what this is going to look like when it's done. All you know is that we got a big mess under construction now, so we'll try to. What we'll do is try to.
One second. Can we get this on our screen up here as well? Okay, thank you.
So we'll try to give you a better idea of what your new auditorium is going to look like. Okay, so let's see if these buttons work here. There we go. These photographs right here are the way that the auditorium looks today. You see that we're cutting out the concrete, we're doing the construction, we're well into the construction, and it's still quite a mess. Again, this is the upper area where the stage is going to be. This is the entrances, and of course, we're going to end up having to replace those exterior doors as well, the existing ones. Here is a rendering. These renderings were actually done by us in-house when we came up and sold the idea for the renovation of the auditorium. The auditorium, as it's being built, is actually going to be nicer than this. There's a lot more to it. This is where we've enlarged the entry lobby there, and actually we're looking towards that glass wall being pushed out as well to enlarge the lobby some more. This is a view as normally as you would come into the auditorium. You see how it looked from here. This is what your new stage is going to look like. Here's a shot from the podium. This is kind of the seating for the people that speak in the meetings from DeKalb County. And over here, this is the AV stations are going to be over to the left side, and they're going to be very well done, as you can see there. And that'll be a permanent location for them. There's going to be a kitchen for the commissioners. There's going to be a bathroom for the commissioners. And what you see here is the executive session room, and we are getting ready to spend about another $95,000 to make changes to that, to make sure that that is a secure, safe room for the commissioners in case we ever have any kind of problem to deal with. Here is the floor plan. You can see it's pretty similar to what we've had before. The conference room has the kitchen off of that. We have storage on each side. There's going to be copy room off the storage, and that kind of gives you the layout of what it is. Currently, as we're under construction, we have change orders we're having to deal with. I don't know, are we addressing that today at all, or do we wait for that to come up as a later item?
Yeah, we'll wait for that.
Okay, so basically that's where we're at. And what we're going to do is we're going to send in the next couple of days to each commissioner. You'll get an 11 by 17 booklet on real quality paper showing what it's going to look like, so you have a better presentation for yourselves of what this is going to look like.
What is the capacity of that room?
Don't recall. You recall? Come on up here. This is Rodney. Rodney's our project manager on this, so you need to see him. Go ahead, Rodney.
It's about 120. We'll be able to hold about 120 with the chairs. So similar to what we had before. And we'll be stacking space along the sides for when we have bigger crowds.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are there any other questions?
Do you want to get committee?
Oh, for my committee
Give the completion
members?
date.
We have a lot of photo opportunities every other Tuesday. How does this plan address commissioners being able to get back out on the floor and then people coming up?
We're
or-
not getting on the floor.
So there's a ramp, if you can see back right behind the stage in this rendering here. It's on the last page of your packet. And you'll be able to kind of go down that. There's also, if you're exiting out to the hallway, there's another set of stairs on the side. So there's two ways out from that back area.
Generally, you would come down that ramp and you'd come down that left side.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
In this building, and I'm sure it's shown here, but I've never been on this side in that building, is there a separate exit or entrance for commissioners to come into the building and into the room?
Yes.
Okay, can you point that out?
You want to?
So this is only a portion of this building. This is the auditorium side. And if you can see, there's actually a hallway on this, and then there's a whole nother side of the building as well that we're in the process of, trying to come up with a plan specifically for that side. You can come up the stairs in the back, and in the past, there are some additional doors that go through a suite. So there is the possibility in the redesign of that to come up with a way that the commissioners can enter the building in, a different way than the public would enter.
Yeah, we can bring them in through the annex where we're going to be redeveloping that as well. And they can come right across there and be escorted to the back without walking through the auditorium.
And to confirm, did you say there were one or two restrooms for commissioners?
One.
One restroom. And what
One small restroom.
okay, if you could fit a second one, I think we'd all appreciate that. Where, on the left side where we have the county logo here, what are those identifying? What is that?
Those are actually walk-off mats. So those are actually, they're basically rugs that would have the county logo on there as the seal.
Where the exit and entrance doors
Yes,
are for
exactly. Those
guests.
are just walk-off mats that would have the county seal on them.
Okay. I yield back.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. To piggyback on
The,
Commissioner,
completion date.
Yes,
Bolden?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say that, we anticipate that we will hopefully be complete by February to then relocate you back to your home.
All right, to piggyback on Commissioner Bolton a little bit, the doors that you said will have an external entrance, will that be right there near where we park at? So we can get out of our cars and go in, or was it still kind of going down, going through the overhang that way? 'Cause that's the public entrance right there.
Currently.
Initially, that space is an empty shell right now, where you would go through that building.
Okay.
Once we have that built out, there would be the way for that to be done. There's actually the way for it to be done now, but you would want an escort. to take you to-
It doesn't matter to me, I just,
Yeah. But until we get that built out, it's an
okay.
empty shell.
All right, wonderful. My next question is on slide, there we go, on slide 8. Looks like there, and this could just be for, graphical purposes only, but there's Commissioner Messiah caught it too. There was 9 slot spots there. That's going to be 7, correct?
Gonna be 9.
9, why? There's 7 of us.
So IT prefers that you have more space than you have here. In the event that something happens with one of your computers, you could actually slide over.
Oh, okay.
And continue on and it not be so disruptive to the meeting.
Okay.
That was the original intention, from my understanding, of why there were 9. And then also, I believe Planning Commission at one point, that was part of the discussion, but it's mostly, I think, so the commissioners could just move over
Okay.
in the event that one of the computers goes down.
Okay, all right, understood. My next question relates to that slide as well, chairs. Are we going to get some hopeful, nice ergonomic chairs?
Do you like
up
the
there?
chairs that you're sitting in now?
I personally think those are way more comfortable than the ones we had at Maloof. Those were not comfortable at Maloof.
So furniture is going to be a piece of this that will come to you
FF&E,
a little
okay.
later, and we can explore that.
Okay, that would be great. My next is kind of on the same theme, and I had spoken to former CIIO Metelsky and former CIIO Jones, so perhaps the interim could weigh in on this about, no, please, an upgrade of our equipment up here. That was supposed to be corresponding with the renovation at Maloof, at the auditorium. He's coming forward. We have constantly had problems up here with our technology.
And hello, good morning or good afternoon. Yes, we are discussing the upgrading of the
Okay.
equipment and possibly the hybrid solution for Zoom and in person for the
Perfect.
commissioners.
That was my
So
next question, thank you.
yes, we are exploring that option as we speak.
Okay. My next question is and I know Commissioner Davis Johnson's probably ready to move on, but thank you. So there's going to be a separate conference room for executive session, and that, I believe, if I read this correctly, is right off of the back of the dais, right? So we'll just go through one of those doors, and that'll take us straight over into that room?
Correct. The executive session room is directly behind this, behind the dais and stage.
Okay, all right. And that will seat how many comfortably?
It's larger than what it was previously.
That's tiny, yeah.
Yeah, so we explored that. I don't see Deanna McKenzie here right
Yeah,
now.
we pulled back the wall and we've enlarged that space.
Yeah, it's-
Okay.
We knocked down everything and started from scratch.
A lot of unused space on the wings, so I'm glad that you're going to be utilizing that space. Okay. And then we'll have a monitor in there, like a TV on the wall, that type of thing as well?
That's correct.
Okay. One last question. I think Mr. Williams might have brought this up to me. Something about the entrance to the auditorium is going to be moved out?
Yes.
So there's less of a bottleneck, is that right?
Well, yeah, we're proposing that we bring that storefront out. It's about 10 feet, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's about 12 feet.
12 feet or so.
Okay.
And that will provide additional space in the lobby area for stacking. And then security-wise, as people come in, it'll, provide more room because it's pretty cramped there.
And
the
that's
way that
one
it
of the
is.
items on the agenda that will be becoming before.
Oh, great.
Yep. That wasn't a part of the original plan, but we feel that there's a great need for
I
that.
think that's a good idea. Lastly, when we were in Texas and we did our delegation tour for the unhoused delegation, we went to both several government buildings in both San Antonio and Houston. All of their security was significantly tighter than what we have here. So they had where you go in, you have to show your driver's license, and it printed a badge with your picture on it so that you are actually logged at being in the building. Now I understand it's that people go in, they don't show an ID or anything, and just go into our buildings. I would strongly suggest that we consider increasing our security protocols as people enter the auditorium to enter our meetings.
We will look
Yeah.
into that.
Okay, I don't know, commissioners, but I'm thinking with everything going on right now, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, and I think that that's where
And,
Homeland
yeah.
Security and security
Yeah.
will come in
Great.
when we're talking to them about.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
That.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Just very briefly, and to piggyback really quickly off of Commissioner Longspear's, yes, they have something similar at my children's school where literally it scans the ID and it prints a badge. And yes, definitely. And I see some others also agree that that's a great idea. And so Commissioner Longspears did hear me. We were on the same page in terms of seeing that there's 9 seats, but there's also 9 name plaques. So I just wanted to, be certain, as we're saying, the reason why that there's additional seats is due to spacing, and that there's only 7 name plaques that's expected to be there. Is someone able to speak to that?
Yeah, I think that it's only 7 commissioners. So they've explained that those extra seats are if we needed to shift. But there's only 7 commissioners. So I'm sure it won't be but 7 nameplates for commissioners.
I completely understand.
And then if someone else, like a clerk or anything, is going to be up here, that will be discussed. But but they've already explained that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I was clear there. And then in terms of the private bathroom, I'm presuming there's a paper towel, a rag.
Yeah,
and
we'll
stuff.
have, the bathroom will be stacked. Whatever needs to be in the bathroom, we'll have tissue, we'll have soap.
I just didn't
Yeah.
want to assume, and as we are going through, discussions about the renovation, just to be clear and make sure that there's a understanding there. And I like the additional safety protocol that we discussed, actually putting in. But yes, just rather be safe than sorry, not assume anything. When you assume, you tend to make a tale out of yourself. With that, I yield back to you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
And I just say that this is facilities. This is where the building is now. It's not for security, it's not for technology, and it is not for supplies. I mean, we will deal with all of that, but I wanted everyone to know where we were on the facility. and when we were expected to move in. So I would just like to say, David, thank you so much for your presentation today. And I'm going to come back to you. And so we are expecting to move in sometimes in February. And so I would assume, John, I would like for them to come back around the end of December so that some of the things that we discussed today about facilities, not what goes in and not IT, because we will talk, and not security, because I will have them in to talk about that separate. That's like having IT in here talking about the building or the renovation of the building. So we'll have discussions on all of that. So I appreciate it. And with that, Commissioner Bolden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I did want to ask about accessibility to some of the spaces that I see on here on slide 15. So right now, it's very convenient that we have the copy machine right outside this door. It makes it easy for staff and whomever else to be able to use the machine and come right in and hand documents to us. But here, kind of how the layout is, they would have to go through the storage room to the copy room. Do they have to come all the way back around in order to come onto the stage to share materials with us? Or is there a door, which is not obvious here, where they could easily come from behind and bring us the materials the same way that they do currently? Can you come to the microphone?
My understanding is there's a door from your executive session room right into the copy room. But if somebody needed to come from the outside, I think they'd have to come into the executive session. From the outside.
Okay, so they would leave from the auditorium space, which is consistent with where everyone is sitting now, and then get to the back. How you said go through the storage room to get to the copy room? Is there a door right there?
No, I don't believe there is, and the reason for that is that they're on two different levels.
Okay, so they would have to leave out of the auditorium and go around to the conference
Yes,
room?
yes, they would, if they had
Okay.
the right copies.
I think we should reconsider that, them having to leave out and go around. Are both storage spaces necessary? Do we have that much to store that we need those two storage spaces?
Yes, the reason we have so much storage space is because the auditorium is a flex room that's used for all kinds of meetings. And a lot of that storage is for our chairs as we do different types of meetings in there. Now, we might be able to work into that left storage a little bit and do something. We'll take a look at that.
Okay. And I think I want to take a little bit of time to speak to my team and central staff to see how convenient that would be for you to leave out of the auditorium, walk all the way around to the back and into the conference room. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to make some changes to that. It seems like it'll be a
Well,
major inconvenience.
Okay, let's say this. Let's discuss it
Okay.
and let's talk about it. One thing that we have to understand is that this is not a new building. Now, that's what I called for when I came in 2015. Tear it down and let's build a new one. Mm-hmm. We don't have the money for that, did not have the money for that. So when you're dealing with renovations a lot, you have to deal with your existing structure and see what we can do with that. So I know all of us, you know, I'd like a men's restroom and a ladies' restroom up here, but it may not accommodate that. And so I think that we need to discuss what we feel our needs are, because I'm not an architect, you know, and I'm not a builder. So I think that we need to discuss it and see how we can be heard and understood and accommodated, if possible, within our existing structure, because we're not building from the ground a new house. So, okay, do we have any other?
I just want us to consider just adding a door to that storage that goes right back to the copy room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can discuss it. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
we
Can you
can
make a note?
discuss
We
it
made
to
a note
see
of
if
that. We'll
that's
see if
a
we can-
possibility.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so thank you again for the update. We'll see y'all back at the end of December. Now, you know that my commissioners are very passionate in this renovation. David, you've heard the questions and the comments and the concerns. So when you come back in December, you should have the answers to all of this, okay? Okay, and Ted said you never talked, not Ted, Robert said you never talked about the disco bar, but we'll do that in December. Okay, so, thank you. So, John, can you come up and get us started on the legislative agenda and where we are? And Dan, I wanted you to come up as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Manson, Central Staff Senior Analyst. I have a couple of documents for you all to review for our 2026 legislative agenda. First is this packet that has our guiding principles and the document that we discussed in ops on September 8th. The proposed legislative items for DeKalb County's legislative agenda discussion document. This document has been updated based on the notes from that committee meeting and the wordsmithing of both Mr. Baskerville and the law department. This document includes all of the top 10 priorities based on the methodology that we reviewed at the last meeting, and it also contains the 22 support statements that were discussed. Just taking a step back, this process, we took all of your suggestions as far as your policy suggestions. It was a cumulative document of about 64 different policy suggestions. We went through our legislative work session. We put some priorities in place, and then we put those priorities through, or those policy suggestions through the methodology developed by Mr. Baskerville and the law department. And what came of it was this list of 10. After the meeting on September 8th, it was requested that staff develop a poll to allow for a re-ranking of your top priorities. I have this in front of you. That's your second document with the green lines on it. And this speaks to your top priorities of the 10 policy objectives. So what we saw from the poll, and thank you all for completing that, our number one was regulatory authority to determine ownership of vacant and rental property, affectionately known as rental registries. Our second one was annexation and new city reforms. And then we had a tie for third place with tenant protections and next-gen 911 funding. What staff would suggest in conjunction with Mr. Baskerville is that we take these top 4 as our policy priorities for the year, and then the remaining 6 become policy objectives, and the remaining statements will be support statements. Next steps from here, staff will develop a comprehensive document that states all of this and develop a agenda item to be brought to the board for your review.
Okay. Committee members, are there any questions of John? Okay.
Just a comment, it's nice to know that we seem to all kind of prioritize similar things. Regulatory authority, the rental registry, I think, is always a leading priority in conversation. Annexation, also another big conversation. And then the need for tenant protections, but as well as that next gen 911 funding. Those are, it looks like we're pretty consistent across the board on that, so thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Bolton, do you have anything?
I'm just curious to know, because annexation and new city reforms is high up on the priority list. Do commissioners consistently go to the municipal association meetings? And the only reason I ask that is I did send one of my teammates recently, and I know that was a priority on their list of things that they were moving forward toward. And so I was just curious to know, were there some things you guys were privy to as well that piqued your interest to make you interested in annexation and new city reforms, or so interested in annexation and new city reforms? Okay, you don't have to answer that. I was curious. I yield back.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Just anecdotally, Commissioner Bolton, I would note that last week we were at the City County Attorney Seminar, which is mostly put together by ACCG, but GMA is also a portion of the presentation, and there was a lot of talk about annexation on both sides. It's of great interest to the city and the county organizations statewide. In fact, I spoke on annexation at the seminar, so it is something that is of interest on both sides, so to speak, and long has been.
thank you, Matthew. Any other comments, questions, or concerns?
I do.
Did you have any? Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Yes,
you have
ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. I know that you had sent the survey and then you resurfaced that for everyone. Did you get 100% participation from the full governing authority, all
Yes, ma'am.
8?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. How did that change or shift from what we initially supported back during the work session? I know annexation and the rental registry were both there. I thought next gen was third, and then is that where it kind of flipped a tiny bit?
Well, rental registry and E911 were both top priorities in both the top 10 and the top 3. Tenant protections was as well, and so was annexation reform. So these are items that were top priorities, and they remain top priorities amongst the board and the governing authority.
Okay. What is the plan after the legislative agenda is approved by our board for presenting to the DeKalb delegation?
Once we have a finalized document, we'll transmit it to Denton's, and they can transmit it to our delegations, both House and Senate. And then we will continue to work with the CEO's office to set up a date for the legislative dinner, lunch, however it comes about.
Okay, and just as the presiding officer, it's exclusively written in the Blue Book that the PO is the liaison between the board and the CEO's office. Please keep me up to date with that.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, yield back.
Okay. Did you have something to say, Dan?
John covered it.
Oh,
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just to make sure that I touch on, as Commissioner Long-Spears was just addressing some of the changes based on the previous survey and this one of the items that was listed that had a similar support to the tire waste and several others was related to transportation. And so I'm happy to just share, though, did have a conversation with the administration in and around the transportation challenge that we had, particularly with MARTA, and some of what had been proposed by the CEO during our retreat. And I want to make sure that we also take advantage of, now that's something separate and apart in having those conversations with MARTA specifically, but as it relates to public transportation as a whole, and particularly the concerns I share with the 2026 FIFA, coming in, and expecting that we will host a number of folks here in DeKalb County wanting to be forward-thinking in terms of transportation. It is my understanding that this is the time to try to receive some of those funds that are available on a federal level, but those that have trickled down, particularly, to the state. So by way of a quick example, there's $400 million in federal funding for transportation improvement for the host cities. There was a Senate bill that was introduced for $78 million that's available for planning, operating equipment, and public transportation facilities to support the host cities and jurisdictions. There's a transit assistance bill from the DOT, and Atlanta particularly, and whereas the only cityhood I have in my district, District 3, is Atlanta. Atlanta is to receive $120 million for infrastructure bonds, for upgrades to streets and resurfacing, and that particularly MARTA transit system is receiving funds out of that $120 million too. So the point being that there are resources that are available that we're needing to take advantage of sooner than later. One, because it's just very much needed from a transportation standpoint, a public transportation standpoint here in DeKalb County, particularly in the South DeKalb, where there's been little to no upgrades and repairs, and then to make sure that we're ready for next year and the fall into DeKalb County, and then 2 years later, the Super Bowl. So just wanted to share some of those concerns so that we're ready for it. That I yield back to you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
From here, Commissioners, I would request a recommendation to move forward with the packet as it is so that I may create an agenda item for your deliberations.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. If there's no further comments or questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is.
Thank you,
move forward.
Commissioners.
And John, thank you for all of your work.
Yes.
I know it's difficult sometimes, but.
No, this is the fun part, Commissioner.
Oh, this is the fun part,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you all.
Okay. And Dan, you didn't even have to speak, huh? Okay. We need to slash some of their money.
I can get up there and speak.
Okay, so that's, wait, let's let it, so now we're on agenda items. Previously heard agenda item, well, I'm getting their priorities. All commission districts, a resolution adopting digital accessibility compliance measures to meet the requirement of Title II of the American with Disabilities Act. John.
Yes, ma'am. The previous record? We don't have it. This one was held in committee. It was just held in committee. We didn't have time. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Chair. So this is an item that the District 2 office brought forward due to the change with our CIIO's position. I have not had a chance to speak to the interim IT director about this item. So if we could try to get something on the calendar sooner than later. This is something that's a federal mandate required by April of next year. I understand that y'all are about 70% of the way done, but I guess you're going to check into that for me, but it is a federal mandate. It has to be done.
This is the ADA?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The ADA compliance. And I attended something at NACO about this, which is what inspired me to, she was present as well,
Okay.
to do this item, because it's very important. But whenever you have a chance, we can meet, and then law will eventually have to review it as well. Y'all might have already done that. I think that they did. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, so it's just been tabled due to the transition and the role.
Okay. I'll get something on the calendar.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yield back.
I move to defer item 1189 for 30 days.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Zach?
Would you like me to call them out? Would you like me to call them out or hand these?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, in the interest of time, what we have done is we have prioritized the balance of the agenda items. And the first priority item is item number 1132, which is on page 2, 2025-1132, Information Technology.
That item will be going to.
And I think it has come out of audit today.
Oh, it has come out of
Yes, ma'am.
audit today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And if
and
you-
it's supported?
Yes, supported.
Okay.
Would you like me to read it or?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. So, item 1132, change order number 1 to contract number 1343032, statewide contract number, and you see the numbers, software and ancillary services for use by the Department of Innovation and Technology. This contract consists of purchasing from the competitively let statewide contract for software licenses and technical support to cover all existing Microsoft products utilized by the county. This request seeks to increase contract funds for the annual purchase of new and existing Microsoft software licensing and licenses and support services. Awarded to SHI International Corporation, an amount not to exceed $6,229,630.12. This item has come back from audit as supported.
Okay. Are there any questions?
What was that amount that you said was supported? I'm sorry.
It was like
There's a substitute, is that supported?
Yeah, it says it contained a discrepancy of $28,000.
Yes. Okay, so when it came out, I apologize. So the substitute, the dollar amount is $6,201,630.12. And the substitute being distributed? Has already been distributed.
Okay, is there anything else? Okay.
So
Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 1132,
Substitute.
the substitute. Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that item is approved.
Thank you. The next item I'll go to is on the top of page 4, item 1007. This is a renewal to contract number 1349754, installation of data, voice, and multimedia cabling. Annual contract, second renewal of 4 options to renew for use by Department of Innovation and Technology. This contract consists of providing low-voltage security camera installations, as well as moves, adds, and changes of data, voice, and multimedia cabling at various facilities within the county. This request seeks to exercise the second renewal option through October 31st, 2026, awarded to RB Communications, Inc., in an amount not to exceed $400,000.
And who's speaking on that?
It'd be IT.
Yeah.
This is our low voltage contract.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Commissioners. So, yes, we are requesting $400,000. This is the second renewal term. So based on historical spending of these type of cabling installations, we're requesting the $400,000. The purpose of this renewal is to ensure ongoing, reliable data, voice, and multimedia connectivity.
Okay. Are there any questions, concerns? Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve item 2025-1007.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that item is approved.
Next item is item 1042, 2025-1042. It's just below the other one. Cooperative agreement for cybersecurity solutions and associated products and services. Omnia Partners Region 4 Education Service Center, ESC, Texas contract number R200803. Omnia Region 4 ESC -TX for use by the Department of Innovation and Technology. Consists of purchasing from the competitively let Omnia Region 4 contract number, as was mentioned, 200803, for the 3-year provision of core network services to track IP addresses of every device on the county's network effectively. Awarded to Cenex Corporation, care of MGT Impact Solutions LLC, in an amount not to exceed $392,979.60. And Mr. Shelton will speak to it.
All right, so we would like to upgrade to Efficient IP. Efficient IP is a system that provides significant benefits to IT by delivering a unified, automated, and highly secure platform for IP address management. Some of the key functions that it will provide is it directs network traffic so computers can find websites and other devices. It automatically assigns IP addresses to devices when they connect, and it maintains a complete inventory of all IP addresses in use across the whole network.
Okay. Are there any questions? Okay.
Does this system provide an audit trail of IP usage? And if so, how far back? I know there was a situation where we needed some information and it wouldn't go beyond, I think, about 2 months or so.
Right. There is an audit trail, and I do recall that situation. We've reached out to the vendor, and it did go back only to the end of June. So we can look into paying a little more money to get, I mean, it's all about money. If we spend a little more money, then we can go back a little further. But we can investigate.
So that's not included?
It's not included, no.
Okay, but I wouldn't want to make a request for something that isn't necessarily a need. Have you seen a demand for us needing audit trails beyond? And I'm assuming it's only 60 days based on the situation that we had encountered. But have you, in your experience, seen that we need more than about 60 days back?
I haven't seen it in my experience of only 5 weeks.
Oh, well.
So I can reach out to the team to see if this is a common request. And if we can't go back further than 60 days, then I can check on that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Well, what is the average period of going back?
About 60 days.
About 60 days, okay. So you'll get back
I will
with
get back, yes.
Commissioner Bolton on that, okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve item 2025-1042.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is 1125 on page 4. Cooperative agreement for human resource systems and related products and services. Omnia Partners, DeKalb County, Georgia contract number 24-6833 for use by the Department of Innovation and Technology. Consists of the purchasing from the competitively let Omnia Partners contract number 24-6833 for the continued use of Kronos software, hardware, support, and maintenance services to record and track the time of countywide staff for payroll purposes. Awarded to Kronos, Inc. an amount not to exceed $184,082.17. And Mr. Shelton can speak to that.
DeKalb County uses Kronos countywide for time tracking and for payroll purposes. The Kronos software and hardware service contract expired on September 9th of this year. So we're requesting the processing of the quote for the renewal of the software, which includes the hardware and support and maintenance agreement.
And that'll be for how long?
1 year. 1 year.
Okay.
Will a ratification be needed? Did you say it ended September 9th?
It did in September 9th.
Okay.
If needed, we'll bring a substitute. Checking to see if.
Okay. Do I need to reassure everyone they're gonna get paid?
They're going to get paid.
Even if you gotta pay them.
Wait a minute.
Second.
Yes. $11.25. No, that's not necessary.
Okay. All right. I yield back.
In the essence of time, I'm not gonna ask why. Because if it was,
If it's appropriate, should we make a motion and then they can have a substitute to us for?
We don't need a substitute. This request is a new request to you as a cooperative agreement, so we don't actually have an agreement right now to expire. So he's probably referring to whatever their current renewal is, and we're not doing a change order to that. We're not doing any of that. This is a new initial request.
Okay.
So in your packet, you're going to actually see the date for the expiration of the cooperative that we're using, which is 2029. When we actually enter into the relationship between DeKalb and that vendor under that cooperative, then there'll be an expiration date. But I believe we're doing a multi-year, so it won't just be us coming back next year asking for this again.
but it is $184.82
Correct.
per year. Because I think you stated that it was for 1 year.
Yes, he did. So let me go look back at the paperwork. If it's for 1 year, the preference is with these that we be a little more strategic about this, so we're not doing year by year by year by year of things we know we're going to keep using. So we'll go back, and again, if we need a substitute to increase, we'll come back to that.
Okay. Okay, so you want us to approve this, and if we need to consider a substitute,
Then we will bring it.
then you will bring it. Okay. Okay, is there a motion? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 1125.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay.
Thank you. The next item is item 1139, change order number 2 to contract number 130-933-2. City Works Public Asset Management System, AMS multi-year contract, sole source for the use by the Department of Innovation and Technology. This contract consists of the implementation of a custom AMS for the Department of Facilities Management, Public Works, Roads and Drainage, Public Works, Traffic, and the Department of Watershed Management for pump stations. This request seeks to increase the funds in the contract term through December 31st, 2028 for the upgrade of the CityWorks software to the newest version, as well as ongoing maintenance and support awarded to Woolpert, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $310,000. Mr. Shelton.
Yes, so CityWorks is the watershed and public works maintenance management system. It handles all service requests, work orders, inspections, and those are all completed in CityWorks. So we're requesting to add $310,000 to the current contract, which will give us the opportunity to upgrade CityWorks to the latest version. So that is the request.
Okay. Are there any questions or concerns? Commissioner Bowden? Commissioner Patrick?
Just to confirm, Director Shelton, this covers all of the departments that in the past had previously used, as I recall, different versions of CityWorks, and this just puts it under that one contract for all of
Correct.
them? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Is there a motion?
I move to approve item 1139.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The next item is on page 3. It's item 2025-1216, second item. This is a change order number 3 to contract number 1334184, DeKalb County Courthouse Parking Deck Renovation Project for use by the Department of Facilities Management. This contract consists of repairs to concrete and steel beams, columns, connections, steel plates, expansion joints, waterproofing, new electrical LED lighting, inspection of existing panel boards, plumbing, HVAC unit, fire protection, piping, etc. This request seeks to increase the contract term through December 31st, 2025, awarded to Resticon Corporation. This is a contract term increase only. David Asbell will speak to it. Deputy Director Asbell.
Thank you. As Zach was just saying, this is just an increase in time. And actually, for all intents and purposes, the parking deck renovation will be completed on time with the entire parking deck available for use. This is just for these final pieces of handrail. They will be installed either at night or on weekends, but we're going to need to keep the contract open until we get that work performed. So we request the extension.
I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right item. We're talking about, is that 1160, 1160?
This is item 1216. On
1216.
page 3, it's the second item. Change order
Okay.
number 3.
All right. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So as it relates to 1216, this is related to is this also juvenile justice or just the courthouse? Just so I can be clear.
I think this is just the courthouse, correct, David? Yes, this. Yeah, the court parking deck. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
This isn't the overhang at the juvenile court.
Yeah, and that's,
I got you.
and that's what Commissioner Bolton and I were both, looking a little bewildered about, trying to
Tell you what.
understand
Yeah, so
that.
that's item 1198 that you're thinking.
And I just wanted to be clear, particularly as we're talking about the handrails, because my understanding is those handrails were supposed to, things came in budget and the handrails were able to be provided without additional cost to the county or an extension of contract. So we just wanted to make sure we were clear in hearing the same thing. I guess we were at the visit. With that, I yield back to you, Madam Chair. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve 1216.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The next item is on the top of page 5, item 1160, statewide contract number 99999, SPD 00000060, then 3 zeros and a 6. Software and ancillary services for use by Department of Innovation Technology consist of purchasing from the competitively let statewide contract for 35 3-year tool for application developers, database licensee. These licenses support coding and data access across key systems in the county, such as PeopleSoft, Financial Management Information System, and the active IAS World Systems, awarded to Dell Marketing LP in an amount not to exceed $140,876.75. Mr. Shelton.
Yes, we are requesting a 3-year Toad license. Toad is a software tool that enables us to query data from the various databases, like indicated with PeopleSoft, our financial system, FMIS, CPAC, and IAS World. So it enables us to query for audits, reporting, and operational needs.
Are there any questions from members? Do you have anything? Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 1160.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The final item on page 5 is item 1323, and this is to amend the fiscal year 2025 budget to appropriate funding for the Maloof Annex renovation to ensure construction completion by February 1st, 2026, and this is an amount of $1,169,460.
That's right.
I think that's what you were talking
Yes,
about earlier,
yes, yes,
David.
this is just so that he can do what he was talking about, yes.
Okay. And so, that amount of money will enable us
To
to
complete,
complete the project.
yes, ma'am, it'll complete
And
the
move
project.
in by February.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sometime in February. Okay, do either one of you all have any questions?
Yes, if you could just iterate what the additional funds will cover outside of what the original contract was for.
Sure, and so there's a couple of items that I'll highlight. Electrical room and auditorium upgrades, that's about $206,000. The executive session room, making it a safe room, will be $95,000 additional cost. Interior and exterior door upgrades, $215,000. The new storefront, that's something that was talked about, moving out the doors, that's about $225,000. And then there was some mold remediation that we had to take care of, that was about $82,000.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, and I appreciate that, as you're doing renovation, inevitably, there's gonna be some hidden,
It's an old
some
building,
increase there.
yes,
There you
right.
go, and you're gonna discover something in the walls that you didn't anticipate. But can you be clear as to what the safe room is, just so, from my understanding, what that's gonna look like and entail, and also the understanding of the public?
The safe room?
So if we could, Commissioner, we'd be happy to kind of come around and talk to each of you and kind of talk through what we're thinking.
Fair enough, especially it might have some things to deal with security.
It
and
does
not
have a
wanna
lot to do with
Make sure
security.
that those things are shared with the public. So I appreciate that information, and I'll follow up with you offline. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I yield back to you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Well, okay. Okay,
Just a quick comment.
Commissioner.
Zach, I guess the additional funding that you're asking for is on that last page of this packet that you guys handed out to us, that kind of details everything, the 169, pardon me, 1 million. Yeah.
1.169, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the detailed. I'm fine with it, comfortable, move forward with it. I'll note the disco ball's not included, but we'll adjust.
Well, I think they're gonna throw it in.
Okay,
They're
that's
gonna throw in disco.
a good, that's a good one.
Oh, we just go. I couldn't get Robert to dance with me for Juneteenth. So,
You wouldn't want me to dance. My wife doesn't want me to dance.
okay. So, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve 1323.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Madam Chair, those were the priority items.
Okay, well, we can get, because we still have 9 minutes.
9
So we
minutes.
should be able to get through all of it if you read fast
Okay,
enough.
so let's go back then. Let's
If you-
see. We will start on the top of page 2. This is item 1189, a resolution adopted, oh no, that's been put on hold, I believe.
1020.
Yes, item 1020, middle of page 2. This is change order number 10 to contract number 1191816, general contractor services for use by departments of facilities management, recreation, parks and cultural affairs, fire rescue services, watershed management, and library. These contracts consist of providing general contractor services for minor construction projects throughout the county. This request seeks to ratify a previously provided contract term increase and to increase the contract term through December 31st, 2025, awarded to SoCo Contracting Company, Inc., and a contract term increase only.
Okay, so tell us about the ratification.
So, let's see, facilities, is someone able to speak to this? And Michelle, Director, by the way.
So the ratification portion is to ensure that you had an agreement to even make a decision on. So we just wanted to make sure it was still active until we actually got to board approval.
Okay.
Anything you want to add?
Sure. This is a contract time increase only with no request for additional money. What we're trying to do is just keep them under contract. We're coming to the end of our 5-year contract with these on-call contractors. The new RFP process, the new RFP is in process for the next 5 years with purchasing right now.
Okay. Are there any questions, concerns about that?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Zach, just a question. When I've driven by Chamblee Library in the past, some of the lighting has looked kind of rusted. The poles themselves were kind of dated. Is there enough cash in these existing contracts to be able to carry things through to maintain that level of service, or is that what you're going to come back to us for next year with additional capital?
Well, the intent is certainly to come back next year. We will see how much funding currently exists in the actual contract, but there certainly should be funding in SPLOS that we can identify that would accomplish what you're talking about.
Okay. I'll notice my colleague's library down in District 5 is fresh and new, and we want to
Let's spruce it up.
spruce it up. That's the main thing. Thank you.
Well, that's because District 5 commissioners take care of our
Wait,
libraries.
hey.
Okay,
So does District 1.
okay. Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve item 1020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is item 1186. It's right below that one, a renewal of contract 1344391, inspection and testing of water-based fire protection systems, annual contract, second renewal of 2 options to renew for use by the Department of Facilities Management. This contract consists of providing inspection, testing, maintenance, and repair of existing water-based fire protection equipment throughout the county. This request seeks to ratify a previously provided 30-day contract term increase effective September 1st, 2025. This request also seeks to exercise the second renewal option through August 31st, 2026, awarded to All Star Fire LLC in an amount not to exceed $117,340. And facilities?
Hey, Madam Chair, good afternoon. This contract is for our water-based fire systems. It's like the sprinkler systems you see up in the ceiling there. This is to support that, to maintain the inspections and all that. So, very important.
Understood.
Okay. Are there any questions? Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve item 1186.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that item is approved. 1198,
Thank you. The next item is item number 1198. And this is on the top of page 3. Change order number 3 to contract number 1379287, Juvenile Justice Center canopy installation, 180-day contract for use by the Department of Facilities Management. This contract consists of the construction services for the installation of a canopy over the judge's parking lot at the DeKalb County Juvenile Justice Center. This request seeks to ratify a previously provided contract term increase. This request also seeks to extend the contract term through December 31st, 2025, awarded to Brad Construction Company, this number 2, LLC, in an amount not to exceed $274,058.
$274.
$20,274.58.
Okay, any questions? comments from committee members?
And you may have to help clarify that, but I was under the impression that they had paid for this out of funds that they already had. But we're making another request to pay for the same project?
There was no contingency built into the contract. So during construction, there were some modifications that had to be made in the field. The project's already done. We've already had a grand opening. These are the things that we had to do in the field during construction. We had to relocate bollards to accommodate the new storm drain. We had to take the existing storm drains and enlarge them to accommodate the new foundation. We had to add emergency ballast to some of the new light fixtures. And then while we were doing the work, we had to provide some temporary privacy screening for the judges for their vehicles during construction before they moved back in. And the last one was we had structural foundation size increase as these drawings were prepared where the structural is worked out during the construction, and the size they showed for those foundations was smaller than what we had actually do. So totaling all that together gives you your $20,000, and then we need the request for the extension of time just in order for us to pay that and close out this contract.
Okay. I would honestly like to see a comparison of what came directly out of juvenile court versus what you guys have, just because the way I understood it, they covered everything.
Yes, and they have this money. But when we do a change order where we don't have the money in our contingency, we are required to come before the board. If we'd had the money built into our contingency, you wouldn't be seeing us right now. We'd just pay it. But they do have the money themselves to pay for that. We're not asking y'all to come up with any money, just to approve it.
And this is,
Yeah, to
for-
approve the contract increase
Yeah,
at the
and
time.
this is for ratification of what's been done.
Yes. And the work has already been done. We're
Yeah,
just looking for an
it's already
avenue
been
to
done.
pay the contractor.
Okay. I yield back.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And yes, to Commissioner Bolton, the both of us were at that ribbon cutting where the canopy provides a more secure area for parking for our juvenile judges. And I was having the same, questions as it relates to the cost, because I remember distinctly it was made clear that they had the sufficient funds to cover that. Additionally, when we took a look at the handrails, it's my understanding that during the course of doing some of the renovations, there was a recognition that some of the handrails had been, improperly secured to the point where it created a bit of a rust challenge with some of them, and that those would be also covered, that it was sufficient amount of money to not only just cover the renovations, but also to cover those handrails. But what I'm reading here also, it says it's the term increase. And so as long as it's not asking for additional funds directly out of, let's say, the general fund, or it's just making sure from a contract perspective, those monies can be paid, then I, support it as well, because I remember very clearly the same thing that Commissioner Bolton is seemingly being aware of as well, and expecting that all of those costs were going to be covered, because they had this. We had at least 2, maybe 3 conversations regarding the same, that they had enough money to be able to cover it. So I
They
appreciate.
have enough and additional money to do
Exactly.
the other things that you're talking about.
Absolutely. I didn't, want to blast that, but to the extent you share that, that's exactly what I recall as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate that clarity. And we recollect the same thing, Commissioner Bolton. I yield back to you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
They got it.
I mean, it's not like they don't have the money. We're just approving
That's correct.
that they can pay the contractors
Yes.
because the work has already been done. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If none, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 1198.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's approved.
Would like to go to 1297? I don't know how we're doing with time.
Do you have 5 minutes that you can give me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Item number 1297, approval and authorization to accept and approve the Georgia Power Electric Transportation Make Ready Program Customer Proposal Acceptance Letter. Mr. Asma?
Thank you. This seems to be my day. Okay, so what this is it's the Georgia Power contract to provide the infrastructure for 6 dual charging stations at the Maloof parking lot. The exact location still to be determined, and this is going to be paid for and installed by Georgia Power.
Okay, that's great. That's electric charging stations. Would that be free to our commissioners and to staff?
I don't believe so, Commissioner. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
I-
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I think you have to pay for the charge point even at the Maloof building, so that's set up the app, get it programmed in, and then you're paying.
Okay, okay, sounds good.
No freebies.
Is there, no freebies? Okay. Uh-huh.
Would there be a separate contract for maintenance? I know with the charging stations we have outside, at the building currently, we have some issues, and it isn't always easy to get those rectified quickly.
All this is for is the infrastructure. If we want to put the heads on this some later date, we will have to pay for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a quick question in terms of the charging stations and, again, to the payment of those. There are some that are present. One is presently supposed to be free, but my understanding is that it's run through the city of Decatur. So do we know the parking and the charging station? Do we know how that's sort of going to be set up? Because I'm, for one, excited and happy about having a charging station and have a vehicle, battery-operated vehicle. So do we happen to know sort of the setup in terms of any payment that may be having to be made for the use of the charging station?
At this time, I don't think we have any specifics, but did you just say that one of the ones that are on county property are managed through the county, or at least we made the arrangements to get them installed? So you've heard that the city of Decatur is involved? Is that what?
That's my understanding.
Right, so let me.
That's what she heard.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
so,
So,
That's what she
I just want to
heard.
make sure that,
And they
as.
want to take it from us.
Right, anything that's on our property should be managed
There
through
you
us.
go. Just want to make sure going forward, as we get these new great chargers, that, they're in through the county. I appreciate it. I yield back to you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the time.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to approve 1297?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Final
We
item.
have one more, if you can get through that.
Final item, item 1158, low bid invitation number 2025-057, filters, annual contract with 2 options to renew for use by Public Works Fleet Management. Consists of providing a range of filters for a fleet of more than 3,600 vehicles and machinery in DeKalb County. This selection consists of filters, includes air filters, fuel filters, oil filters, and other necessary filters to uphold the maintenance needs of the diverse fleet. This request reserves the right to transfer funds between contracts based on the needs of the county. Recommended award to the lowest responsive and responsible bidders: O'Reilly Auto Parts, Advanced Stores Co., Inc., doing business as Advanced Auto Parts, Tidewater Fleet Supply, Parts Authority LLC, and Cummins, Inc. Total amount not to exceed $460,000. And I think we're.
Good afternoon, Madam
afternoon.
Chair and other commissioners. This item, as was read, is for the filters for the automotive for the vehicles and piece of equipment. And we have 5 vendors that we're trying to establish. And they were the lowest bidders and responsive bidders.
And there's 3,600 vehicles.
Yes, ma'am, over 3,600.
Over 3,600 vehicles.
It varies between 36 and 37.
Okay.
The numbers changes pretty.
Okay, okay, thank you. Are there any questions from commission members?
I just want to confirm, we have an array of bidders that we're seeking because of the diverse fleet and machinery that we have. They all specialize in some area to meet the need.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. Some of we can use, but we always need several because of the diversity. And one vendor normally cannot provide what we need. So we like to have options.
Understood. Thank you. I yield back.
Yeah. Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve item 1158.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Commissioner Bolton, for allowing us the 7 minutes. And so, if there's nothing further,
Nothing further, ma'am.
is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
So move, second.
All in favor?
Aye. I
Okay.
didn't hear the motion, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
when do you want to start? You want to start now? You want to take a break?
2:30,
2:30?
yes.
Okay.
ERPS at 2:30.